morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day you're watching this broadcast. This is Dr. Eric Tangumonkem with IEM approach, where we inspire, equip, and motivate people to discover God's great potential in them, develop that potential, and deploy it. IEM approach is a holistic approach to living. We believe that the spiritual and the physical must be in synergy for you to be successful now and for you to be successful eternally. We believe that life does not end here. There is an afterlife. And what you're doing right now is hinging on how your afterlife is going to look like. For what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world, yet forfeit his soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Some of us put all our energy, we put in all our effort, we do everything possible to be successful in this life. We climb the corporate ladder, we climb the academic ladder. There are many ladders that people are climbing, and we get to the top. Kudos to you. Congratulations. Good job. You've done well. However, don't forget that it doesn't all end here. Your soul has no value. Nobody can buy your soul. Your soul is more valuable than all the silver and the gold that we have in the world. It's important for you to make sure that you are taking care of your soul as well. Today, I want to talk about what do you do when you are in a situation that nothing makes sense to you, where you feel stuck and there is anything you can do to change the situation. No matter what you do, you don't have, it seems as if there are no options. Really, things are out of control. Maybe a job situation, a marriage, business. I mean, you are pushed to the wall, you are between the wall, between the rock and a hard place. But what do you do when you are faced with that? Hindsight is 2020. Hindsight is 2020. In other words, when you are in the midst of seemingly difficult, impossible situations, you should not panic. While fear is a normal reaction, you should remain calm, because sooner or later you will understand why you had the delay. You will understand why things did not go the way you desired or you wanted them to go. In the midst of it, if you don't think of the future, if you don't look out of the situation, you run the risk of drawing the wrong conclusion. When you take a seed, the seed is whole. It looks good. You put that seed in the ground. What happens to the seed? After a couple of days, if you dig up the seed has been transformed, it's been broken down, and out of that death, decay, comes what? A tree. And what becomes of that tree? The tree is going to produce many, many more seeds. Aha! The seed had to die. Hindsight is 50-50. A decree was passed in Egypt that every male child that was born in a Hebrew family had to be killed. That was the law of the land. The Pharaoh had decreed and spoken, and nobody had any right to disobey Pharaoh. The Hebrews were slaves. It was a double whammy. As slaves, they had no rights. As slaves, they had nothing to do. It was extremely difficult. Young boys were being slaughtered left and right. Then one family had a child. The parents of Moses, as we are told, realized that the child was beautiful. They saw something in Moses. And they decided to hide him for 3 months. After 3 months, they ran out of options. Maybe the child grew bigger, started crawling around, crying more. And what will you do? Moses' mother decided to let go of the child. She made a basket and sealed it with tar, placed the baby in the basket, took the basket to the river Nile, and placed the basket with her son in it. The Nile is crocodile infested. Hindsight is 2020. She was pushed to the wall. She let go of her son. Fast forward. Pharaoh's daughter showed up to take a bath, saw the baby, asked her maid to go bring the basket. When they opened it, there was a baby inside. Moses' older sister, Miriam, was hiding in the reeds and watching. She showed up, and Pharaoh's daughter said, "Can you get us some Hebrew woman to take care of this baby?" Miriam ran, brought her mother, and guess what? Pharaoh's daughter had to pay her to take care of her son. Not only was his life spared, she now had to be paid to take care of her son who was supposed to be dead. We can see the complete picture now because we're looking at it from hindsight. When she placed her baby in the Nile, it seemed that as if that was the end of it. Some people will be telling you now that this is your end. You'll be fired from your job. That is it. Your business has gone under. That is it. A relationship has failed. That is it. You failed at an exam. That is it. It's not true. It's not true. The end has not yet come for you until you die. And even when you die, the end has not yet come. You remember what happened to Jesus? He was betrayed, condemned, nailed on the cross, and he died. Yes, he died. And the devil thought, yes, I got him. It's done. No, 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 no. 3 days later, Jesus rose from the dead. And today, billions of people have found hope and eternal life through him. You may be stuck. You may be you may be wondering why you are having delays. You may be wondering why things are not moving as fast as you want them to move. You may be wondering what is holding you back. Hindsight is 50-50. Hindsight is 50-50. I have two scriptures here that I would like to share with you to encourage somebody today. I'm going to share a personal story that prompted me to share this today with you. Romans 8:18 says that I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Are you suffering right now? Are you going through difficulties? Are you perplexed? Are you wondering why things are not the way they're supposed to be? Remember, there is a future. You've been fashioned into something better. The glory that will be revealed in you is going to outweigh the suffering that we are having right now. I'm saying hindsight is 50-50. No, hindsight is 20-20, because when you step into the future, you're going to understand why you're going through the suffering and the difficulties you're going through right now. You will understand why. But to get into the future, you have to persevere the suffering right now. Paul continues in Romans 8:28. He says that, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. In all things means the good, the bad, and the ugly. And most of the times, people will rather choose what they consider to be good. But how do you know? Some people get rich, destroys their lives. Some people win the lottery, gets them into more trouble. Now, what I'm saying is this. It doesn't matter what you're going through right now. You need to understand, sooner or later, it's going to pass. And at times, some of the delays that you're having, some of the drawbacks that you're having are working for your own good. Therefore, you have to make sure that you persevere. In 2002, I was planning to travel to the United States for graduate school. And the information I had back then was when you show up in the United States as a student, it was very easy to make money. You could wash, for example, dishes in the restaurant and you make a lot of money. That was my understanding. I didn't know any better. I didn't know that there were restrictions on my visa as an international student. So when I was preparing to come in, my classes were supposed to start in August. So I went to the embassy in June to get my visa. And my plan was if I show up in June, at least I will work July and August, raise some money before I go to school. That was my plan. Then I went to the embassy in June and they refused giving me a visa. I was devastated, to say the least. I was disappointed, to say the least. I was perplexed. I hated it that the first time that I went to the embassy, a visa was not given to me. I went the second time, no visa. I went the third time, no visa. I went the fourth time. The more I kept going, the more the time was passing. I finally got the visa in August. My classes were supposed to start on the 15th of August. That was a Monday. I got my visa on a Friday. And on Saturday, I was flying to the US. It did not make sense to me at all. My plan was to come early, make some money before I start school. Now, here was I showing up close to when classes were starting. I mean, less than a couple of days. It's when I arrived in the United States that it dawned on me that if I had come in June, it would have been a terrible, terrible idea. First of all, the person who picked me at the airport had told me when I show up, I may share rent with some students, and he thought I was going to one university. In actual fact, I was going to an entirely different university. So when I showed up, I went to the orientation for international students, and the restrictions on my visa were explained to me, and I realized that coming in August was the best time for me to come. Prior to that, it made no sense why I didn't come early because of the faulty information that I was operating from. And today I just wanted to let somebody know that it doesn't matter what you're going through right now. First, it's going to be over. And secondly, you'll be in position for the next move. You need to think beyond where you are right now. Be patient. You wait and don't do anything stupid. Enjoy the moment because it's going to pass. It's already passing. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day. Stay tuned for more updates. Subscribe to my channel. Share this video. If you have any questions, put them on the chat and I'll get to you when I'm done with the broadcast. Remember, hindsight is always 2020. If you can go through it, you'll be able to look behind and understand why you had the delays, why you had the pushback, and all that. But if you don't go through it, you'll never understand it. Thank you. Have a fantastic day. God bless you.